Hey, what is up, motherfuckers, and welcome back to another video. So, I'm sorry for not posting a video yesterday, but anyway, we do have one today. So, I believe we did go over a couple videos from a YouTuber called Milo Stewart.
Media portrays dating is that you like their face and you also like them in bed.
Even another YouTuber by the name of Tim Hen has also done a good amount of YouTubers on Milo Stewart. So I'll definitely leave a link to his channel in the description down below. So anyway, I came across another person that considers to be non-binary or whatever the fuck you want to call it by the name of Creative Soul 96. Now, this person hasn't made a video in months and doesn't really have a lot, honestly, but I saw this one particular video that I thought we should all enjoy together. So sit back, everyone, and get ready to watch this awesome shit.
Hello, my name is Cassie, and again today we are talking about genders, specifically non-binary genders.
Oh, for fuck's sakes, I think we all can agree that there is only two genders. But besides that, why is it that all females who try to be guys, or just these kind of people, they seem like they're trying way too hard to deepen their voices? Is it just me?
Genders, specifically non-binary genders. Pronouns are so much more important than we realize. They're not something we think about, and I think that the
fuck you even saying? You don't even know what you're saying yourself. You're trying way too hard for whatever the fuck you're talking about. I watch probably 2 or 3 different people who believe in non-binary, and they always seem to have a difficult time explaining their stupid shit.
And I think that
the way that we are taught about them is entirely wrong. You have no idea how aggravated I get when I see on a test or a quiz or a paper or anything, his/her.
Ooh, someone put down his/her on paper. Ooh, that is something people have been doing for years. Just saying. His/her means his or her. For example, write down his or her name. It's just being more specific. So when it's a male, you wouldn't read it as his/her. You would read it as write down his name. Or if it's a female, you would read it as write down her name. You would ignore the other one. But anyway, moving on.
His/her. Because that is very trans and non-binary exclusive. You are contributing to non-binary erasure.
No, it's because you're a female or male. If you want to be a male or female or whatever, that's fine. But you still have to accept that there's only 2 genders, 2 chromosomes, X and Y. There's no 3 or 4, just 2. We don't have a B chromosome or an R, just X and Y.
Sure. Because not everyone identifies as a him or a her. I do not identify as a him or a her. I identify as a they.
I'm fucking done. I'm fucking done. I'm fucking done. What the fuck? Holy shit. You identify as a bae? What? A bae? What the actual fuck? I'm pretty sure bae is short for babe, baby. It's also another way to say girlfriend or boyfriend, I think. So please elaborate on how fucking bae is used as a gender, or how you can use the word bae to identify yourself. Are you calling yourself a baby? I'm just so done with fucking life right now. If you can identify yourself as a fucking bae, then I want to be identified as fucking green.
I identify as a they. The thing with gender neutral pronouns is I know that I was talking to someone from the Netherlands, and they said that in Dutch there is no gender neutral pronoun. The closest thing they have is the word for it, and no one wants to be called it.
Well, in your case, we will consider you an it.
I can understand that. So in languages where there is no gender neutral pronoun, it's difficult because you have to pick a gender. With English, there is they, them. But the thing is, the way we're taught about it is that they, them is plural. That's not exactly how it is executed in everyday language, though.
I'm sorry, but they, them is not used as singular. You can't say, right, they name, right? Or them name. Also, when you say they as singular, people will think you're speaking in terms of more than just one.
Executed in everyday language, though, and people need to understand that they can be singular. If you don't know the gender of someone, you more likely use they without even realizing it. If someone said, oh, the mailman just came, and you replied with, oh, hey, cool, would they bring me? You don't think of it. You don't think of it as plural. You're saying it as singular they.
So I hate to break it to you, but it is executed in everyday language. Just saying. Okay, maybe you're right with that part, so maybe I'll just give you that. However, even if we still say they, we still know there's just two genders. However, I can't agree with you saying them when you said that before. I don't even know why you even said that. As when you say them, you are talking about more than one. With that being said, I am going to contradict myself just a little bit. Also, I just do want to point out, when you do say they, when you're referring to mailman or organization that's bringing you something where it's just one person bringing you something, you kind of say they as in the whole group, because you say, what did they bring me? You didn't say, what did the mailman bring me? I mean, you could have said that, but instead you say, what did they bring me? Meaning, what did USPS bring me, or what did UPS bring me, or what did that group bring me? That's pretty much what you're saying, is what that group brought me. When a friend brings something, I don't really say, what did they bring me? Because I'm kind of referring to it as a group, even if it's just one person that brought it. I'm not referring the single person as a they. I'm referring to the whole as a they, if that makes sense.
Saying it as singular they. But in your mind, you see it as singular, and you don't think about it. If you're consciously trying to use they as a singular pronoun, sometimes your training and the schooling gets in the way of that, and it's difficult to change your mindset, but it is possible. Trust me, when I first started learning about non-binary people and genderqueer people, and the first person I saw that used they, them pronouns, I was so confused. I was reading things that people were saying, like, oh, they're such a nice person, and in my head I was going, that doesn't sound right. That's not right.
Wait a minute. You thought something like that wouldn't sound right? Where the fuck did you even go to school? Like, seriously, when you put they and are together, then you get there. However, no one really has to think about it, and I've never heard anyone really saying they, their, him, her consciously. We just say it, and even if we do it consciously, we still don't have our training or whatever the fuck getting in the way. We consciously say what we say to be correct. If the person is a girl, I will say she correctly, or him if the person's a boy. However, I do say they sometimes. It just depends on how I'm talking or whatever's going on.
That's not right. But in all honesty, it is. You just have to change the way you think about it. Recently, I told my journalism class that I'm non-binary and I prefer they, them pronouns. And the teacher said, well, you're only one person, so how does that work? And I gave the example of, we use singular they all the time, we just think of it in a different way. So you have to adjust the way you think. And you kind of have to unlearn things sometimes because the way that we have been taught isn't right and isn't the best way to understand something.
Honestly, if you don't want to be known as he or she, him or her, boy or girl, and want to be known as they or whatever the fuck you want to be known as, maybe just put a bag over your head, wear a trash bag or something around your body, and bam, you can't see your face or the shape of your body, and the parts of your body, so we can't call you him or her, as we really wouldn't know. Otherwise, expect to be called him or her. I don't get why some of these people who dress another sex but then refuse to be considered that gender. It makes no sense whatsoever. Unless we can find another chromosome, then we will talk. But until then, it's just two genders.
Which is difficult, but with a conscious decision, it is possible. I know some other gender-neutral pronouns that people use. There's sie, them, which I think is taken from German, but I don't know much about that.
If you don't know much about that, then you really shouldn't have even bothered to bring it up.
I don't know much about that.
And there's fe, femme, I think. Please forgive me if I'm pronouncing these wrong. I've only seen them written. I don't personally know anyone that uses these. So it's a little more difficult. I feel that it's easiest for me to use pronouns that I'm familiar with and just adjust the way that I'm used to thinking about them. And I think that's easy for other people to do if you make a conscious decision. And please, please, please try.
And please, please, please try.
That's all I'm asking. And that's all most trans people are asking. We can understand if there's a slip up. If you've known us for a really long time and you accidentally call me a she, I can understand that because that's just how your brain tells your mouth to speak. It just doesn't process all the way.
No, when someone slips up, they are probably saying what they really feel is right and have only been saying whatever you want to hear just so you can still be friends or just so you don't make any enemies.
Process all the way, and it just comes out of your mouth. I can understand that. I do it myself. Honestly, I'm so used to hearing she and her that sometimes I'll call myself a she and a her.
Or maybe you catch yourself doing it because when you call yourself female, then you are probably doing it subconsciously, as you know what you really are. But you hate to admit you're wrong at this point since you believed in this stupid bullshit for way too long now.
I'll call myself a she and a her, and then I go, wait a second, that's not right. I'm not a girl.
No, you're in it. Simple.
So I can understand when people slip up as long as you're trying most of the time. People that don't try and don't even attempt to understand it and change it aggravate me so much because you're not choosing to accept me.
Oh no, you're very wrong. I'll accept you if you want to be the opposite sex, like going from female to male. I just won't accept you saying another gender that isn't male or female, as there is no other gender.
You're not choosing to accept me. You're not choosing to respect the person that I know that I am. You're not choosing to respect me as a person. You're choosing to disregard the fight that I've had.
What? Fight? Huh? I'm sure there was really no problem for you to change sex, and people like you make this planet a cancerous world. Just fucking saying.
The fight that I've had. You're choosing to make it easier on yourself to make it more difficult on others.
No, I'm not. I will say he or her, because if you dress like a guy, I will refer to you as a guy. Same if you look like a girl, you will be referred to as a girl. Like I said before, if you don't want to be referred to any of those things, then put a bag over your head and something around your body that's not male or female clothes, and also we won't be able to see your sex organs then. That way we can just call you they, them, their, or it, as we wouldn't be able to tell what you are.
To make it more difficult on others. I think that's how most people see it. If you are purposely misgendering someone, you are garbage. You are a piece of scum.
Oh boy, I am a scum for calling you what you look like.
You are a piece of scum.
I feel like these non-binary shit people feel like we should automatically know what they believe in, or we should just be psychic, and if I see you saying hi to me walking down the street and I don't know you, yeah, expect me to think you're a guy. Why else would you look the part? Like, what the actual fuck? These are the kind of people who are pretty much selfish, in my opinion.
You are a piece of scum, and you don't deserve to be friends with this person and don't deserve to have any relationship with this person whatsoever.
I'm so fine with that. If you believe there's more genders than female or male, and you feel you are something else other than male or female, then I really have no interest in being your friend or even having a relationship with you in that matter.
Any relationship with this person whatsoever. If you are purposely calling a trans man she, her, and not even trying to see them as a man, which they are, and you're only choosing to see them for the...
Like, what the fuck? She has to actually think about it? I mean, I don't even need to say much. Her or his expressions give it away.
To see them for the sex they were assigned. You are a horrible person, honestly.
You are a piece of scum.
And it's a horrible place to be in the middle of that.
And honestly, it's just repetitive at this point, because she has no other way of backing her shit up but to say, oh, you can't call us male or female, he or she must consider us they, or you're a piece of shit.
You are a piece of scum.
Well, you have AIDS, so fuck you.
Middle of that. I have never once corrected someone on my pronouns. And it's because people don't understand, and some people don't know. And honestly,
once there was a girl.
It hurts me more than it helps me. There are times when I'm dressed as a guy and I see myself as a guy, and every time someone calls me she or her or refers to me as a girl or anything like that, it feels like a stab in the stomach. It feels like you are shoving a knife into my abdomen.
How would it be horrible to call you for what you look like, especially when we don't know if you hate being referred to that shit. Maybe if you knew them on a personal level. Other than that, don't expect me to say what you want me to say if I don't know who the fuck you are. And even if I did know you on a personal level, I would still call you for what you are. Maybe you look like a guy or try to look like one, but you can't forget that women also have obvious telltale signs that you're a girl. And no, I don't mean just boobs. Your facial structure can also say a lot. Also, your voice, especially when you sound like you're trying way too fucking hard. So pretty much after that part, she basically tries to close out by telling people to follow her on Twitter and all that stuff. But then all of a sudden she loses track and goes back into that repetitive mode and says to ask her questions, then goes into making it about her again and all that bullshit that she's been doing in the whole video. And I just felt that there was really no need to add it in. Anyway, guys, to conclude, we all could see how every one of these kinds of people seem to act the same way and always make it about them in a selfish way. We also know that if there were more than two genders, there would be another chromosome, or more than just basically other than X and Y. I also would feel the other kind of gender or genders that aren't male or female would have another kind of sex organ. Who the fuck knows? Anyway, if there was another gender, what kind of organs do you guys think they would have? Let me know in the comments below, and also leave your thoughts on this topic as well. Or you could just leave a plain old boring comment if that's what you want to do. I don't fucking care. Also, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed today's video, and if you haven't yet and wish to be my best friend along with setting shit on fire, then please subscribe to my channel. And until next time, guys, see ya fucking later.